first Australian-made missile in half a century, scorching into azure skies above Woomera just days ago. A harbinger of our fast-changing strategic and military reality, where self-sufficiency and sovereign capacity are the buzzwords of our time. The government today unveiling a much-anticipated strategic defence roadmap for coming years.
It is not a departure in direction, but a strengthening of resolve with an increased focus on self-reliance.
The acting Prime Minister committing the government to spend an extra $53 billion on defence over the coming decade. There's more money for drones, autonomous vehicles and homegrown missile stocks to secure the nation at a time when faith in long-standing assumptions about the intentions of enemies and friends is crumbling.
International norms that once constrained the use of force and military coercion continue to erode.
Richard Marles portrayed a global order under extreme pressure.
We've now entered a period that will be defined more by disorder and characterised by a sharper struggle among states as they vie to assert a new equilibrium that favours them.
This strategy is an evolution. It's not a revolution, but it acknowledges the ambiguity, the strategic uncertainty and instability of our region and the world.
Defence spending once rested on the reassuring idea that Australians would have plenty of time, decades perhaps, to get ready for war if the neighbourhood turned hostile. But if the global order is indeed breaking down, the likelihood of conflict can no longer be wished away to a distant future.
And all of these trends are worrying because of intensifying strategic competition among major powers, most notably between the United States and China.
Richard Marles warned that wars are becoming asymmetric. Cheap drones overwhelming multi-billion-dollar air defence systems. And there's the alarming growth in nuclear arsenals led by China.
Absent new arms control efforts, we may be at the foothills of a new nuclear arms race.
All that uncertainty means more pain for taxpayers.
There's never going to be enough capability to secure Australia. There will always be a desire for more. The most significant challenge that Australia will face is using the money that has been placed in the defence's budget and spending it quickly for the capabilities that have been identified.
They are underfunding our Defence Force, they are underfunding our warfighters, and so they are underfunding our future.
This Labor government has done 12 times as much in 4 years as what the Liberals did in 9.
Despite the opposition's criticism and the Trump administration pushing the government to do more, the Defence Minister insisted Australia is doing its bit. He rejected accusations the government is being tricky by now applying NATO rules, which include military pensions and other costs, when accounting for defence spending. Now on track to hit 3% of GDP 10 years from now.
What's clear is that when you do that, we're spending more on this day than any other equivalent like-minded country in the Indo-Pacific, and more than most countries of NATO.
The Australian public needs clarity on what the threats are of today so it can understand where its taxpayer dollars are going. Those are finite.
Aside from debates over dollars, Richard Marles offered a staunch defence of the global rules-based order.
If we let it go, the world will deeply regret its disintegration.
And he pushed back against a recent warning by the Canadian Prime Minister here in Canberra against letting great powers dictate outcomes, suggesting America is still the indispensable ally.
There is no effective balance of power in the Indo-Pacific absent the continued presence of the United States.